All right, good evening, everybody. Today is Wednesday, September 24th. The time is 6:30 p.m. This is the West Bridgewater Board of Selectmen meeting taking place in the Eldon F. Marrera meeting room, which is located on the second floor at Town Hall. Before we stand for the pledge, I'd like to remind everybody that this meeting is being recorded for use on the internet and our local cable station. Those of you that can stand, please join me for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we do not have a crazy agenda tonight, which is good. And the very first thing on the agenda is a vote to ratify Lisa Lockhead's employment as Principal Secretary for Inspectional Services. So, hello, Lisa.
Hi.
Linda, do you want to introduce, or Lisa take it?
Yeah.
So, would you like to just say hello and introduce yourself, I guess, quickly?
I just want to say hi and thank you for this opportunity. I live right over in Easton on the bordering line, and I hope to use my professional experiences to contribute to the department.
Super.
Great.
Questions from the left?
No questions.
All right.
You've been vetted.
Okay, thank you.
So, hearing no discussion, I'll make a motion to ratify Lisa Lockhead's employment as Principal Secretary for Inspectional Services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank
See,
you.
like we said, nothing to be nervous about.
Quick and easy.
Yeah.
Yours, on the other hand.
All right. Next on the agenda is a vote to place articles on special town meeting warrant. And there's a request from the planning board to place two zoning amendments, the MBTA and the ADU.
Yep, so the memo is because it's prescriptive by law, the planning board will be moving these at town meeting. Both of them are zoning. One is in reference to accessory dwelling units or ADUs, and the other one is in reference to MBTA. I think we've all invested a lot of time and energy into specifically MBTA, but into both. We are bringing them both to town meeting, so that way we can comply with existing state law. The MBTA, again, I think we all know the history of that one. In reference to ADUs, we have an existing ADU bylaw. However, that was passed prior to the statute being passed. And as a result, we need to do some tweaks to update it. So I will be asking you specifically to place 3 articles on the town meeting warrant. 2 of them is a request from planning board in reference to those 2 zoning, and the third one is an old bill from the fire department. It is not his fault. The bill, we were invoiced for it well after the close of the fiscal year. We did take receipt of the product, but after, they literally took 6 or 7 months before they sent us the invoice. You can't pay it without an invoice. Once it got too late, we had to wait until now to pay it.
Okay. Any discussion? No.
We're all pretty
Okay, so I
familiar.
think first I'll make a motion to place those 3 articles on the special town meeting warrant.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now at this time we'll vote, I guess, one at a time on our recommendations for the articles. First discussion will be the MBTA. I will start this and be quick. I think I said this at our last meeting, but everybody on this board voted against this back in May. And one of the reasons nobody here is in favor of it, but back in May, there was still two or three decent pieces of litigation going on, and we're hoping that something came back in what would be in favor of the town, but that did not happen. And we're now seeing, I just saw an article in the paper, I can't remember if it was Medford, Malden, something like that, the state just withheld $1.2 million. Winthrop, is that what it was? So much for the M, upside down M.
Yeah.
But they just withheld $1.2 million, so they're being rather punitive for not cooperating. So while I don't like this, I don't like it at all. The problem I have with it isn't so much the MBTA Act as it is the fact that the state is saying go ahead and vote, but if you don't vote a certain way, we're going to punish you. That seems to fall flat in some form of democracy. But with that being said, I think it would be detrimental to vote against this from a fiscal perspective, based on how I anticipate how the state is currently acting, and how they'll probably continue to act in the future if we vote against it. So, for that reason, I am I will change my vote from May, which was no, to yes. I might recommend this, and I'll let you guys chime in.
No, I'm going to equal and pretty much echo everything that Jeff just said, and only add the fact that although the worry is right now that this is just an overlay, I feel as though potentially in the next step, and my worry for the town is in the next step is that they mandate this, and I don't see how they can, but mandate for this to actually take action. But then again, that requires funds, and that requires other plans, and it's other steps, but my worry is that's the direction it's going to go. Although I do agree where we have to, as a town, I think we need to accept this and understand that at this stage right now, it's just an overlay, and it's not necessarily something that's going to be taken into action, and not doing it, we as a town will lose a considerable amount of money. So unfortunately at this time, I think our hands are kind of tied into and forced into making the decision to vote for this.
Echo it all. It's all the same stuff. Yeah. I don't like being told what to do and forced to do something and then penalized when we don't do what we're told to do. But again, I'd change my vote just because we kind of have to, and there's no good answer here.
Yeah, and Jeff, to your point about Winthrop, to inform the public about how punitive and aggressive the state is that grant in Winthrop was specifically to build a seawall where water is coming into the town, potentially ruining property, if not lives. And they are so punitive at this point that they refuse to pay their portion of a grant that was already approved to build that seawall to make sure that the town was protected. And I find it really, really ironic that if we go all the way back to Hurricane Katrina, and there was a lot of people who said that the government had not done enough on the dikes and the levees in New Orleans, but yet over an MBTA Act, we're willing to put people potentially in danger in Winthrop to not build a seawall.
Okay, so that's the first article. It's three yeses. The second is ADUs, and this is really just taking our town regulations and coming into compliance with more recent regulations from the state. There's some changes, but nothing drastic in my opinion, and no reason not to move forward. So I'm a yes there.
I remain a yes there.
Agreed, yes.
All right, so ADUs is 3-0. And then the last one was just that outstanding. How much was that?
$99.75.
So
$99.35.
$99.35. Just for the outstanding bill. I have no issue. It's been explained to me.
And again, it'll come out of the budget. The money was appropriated like this. It's just timing.
Yeah, it's just for anybody that doesn't understand. Once we close the fiscal year, the only way a bill can be approved, can be paid, and that is to actually take the vote at town meeting. So I have no issue.
I'm a yes.
Same, yes.
Okay.
Can I add something to the MBTA?
Sure.
And I think it's important for people to know that we are at the time, so if we don't vote in favor of this at this time, we have absolutely no time to reverse the clock and do another revote. So we're at time with this. So if you do come, think bigger than just you and think town.
Yep, no, that's a good point. We are the smallest communities of which West Bridgewater is one of them, had the longest amount of time to comply, and that expires on December 31st of this year. Most other communities had to do it prior to, so that's a very good point, Mike, is that we have stretched it to the end,
Yeah.
and we're at the end. On this note, because there are two zoning, and again, because everything's prescriptive by law, the planning board is going to have to hold a public hearing. It will be on October 15th. But if you could also take a vote, just saying that you are notifying the planning board of placing these two zoning articles on the town meeting warrant, and to hold a public hearing in accordance with state law.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. We reviewed, we voted. Approve the motions. Do we need to approve them? We just did that, or when it.
If you want to say you approve the motions, that's fine. And you just assign readers, which for the two planning board ones, it would be the planning board, or the two zoning, I should say, would be planning board, and it would be the fire chief for the old bill.
Okay. I have I have no problem taking the MBTA or the ADU. I don't,
Was the planning board doing it, right?
Yeah, it's required.
Oh,
by
I'm
law.
sorry.
Unless we were the ones sponsoring it, it would
Gotcha.
be the planning board.
So you get it.
So the chair, I presume Hugh Hurley will move it.
Yep.
But by all means, then you could speak to it, but you are signing the motion reader, and so.
oh, we're saying the planning board and
So
the fire chief. Okay.
Exactly, please.
So I'll make a motion that, for the MBTA Act and the ADU zoning, that the planning board, it will be the reader, and then the fire chief will be the reader for the outstanding invoice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion for Jeff Ryan to be the reader for the MBTA.
So, well, we're just going to
No,
have a
planning
discussion.
board's doing it.
Planning board
Oh,
will
wait,
read
they're
it.
doing the MBTA as well.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
got
so
a
there's
little
zoning, so,
Very ancient.
because if you were the reader, then you would be the sponsor.
Yeah.
And you are not the sponsor because the zoning, so it comes from the planning board. The only time normally you would be the sponsor on zoning is if you're in disagreement with the planning board on creating a bylaw, negating one, or amending one.
Yeah, so I certainly don't mind speaking to it.
Yeah, no, I just got ahead.
It just won't be formalized in the, all right, at this time, that those are the three articles for the special town meeting warrant, and entertain a motion to sign the special town meeting warrant.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Town meeting done, October 20th, 6 PM. Moving along, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for August 3rd, or August 13th, 2025. All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of September 10th for review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, vote to approve opioid funds for the West Bridgewater Country Club AED units.
So you recall that as part of the opiate lawsuit, we have received close to about $205,000, about half of which has been appropriated through this board at this point. The appropriating authority is the Board of Selectmen per an Attorney General regulation that was signed into law as part of the settlement process. The Board of Health is required to review it first because these funds are extremely narrow in the way they can be spent, and it's for limited purposes, and AED units are included. We did have a medical issue, a severe medical issue that occurred earlier in the year at the country club, where if there were AED units, maybe it would have been helpful. We don't know.
Yep.
So with that said, the request is to place two of them up there so that way we can try to help him, obviously help somebody in the future.
All right.
I think it's a great use of the funds, especially since we're limited on what we can use them for. So I'm in favor.
I guess I'll make a motion, I don't know, so I'll make a motion to vote to approve opioid funds for the West Bridgewater Country Club for the AED units, and I believe the funds are around $5,100.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, vote to approve an Amendment 1 to the River Street Sidewalk Engineering Service Agreement.
So if you have an opportunity to drive down, I'm so excited because we're going to start we're finishing this loop of sidewalks. It's looking nice. It's halfway through the project. As part of that, we also had an engineering agreement with GPI. We signed it, the board signed it a little over a year ago. It was $130,000 or so. And as we all know, there'll be some lines that will go up, some lines that will go down, but the net difference is about $5,400. The money is there. It's not like it's no tax impact or anything. It's just a matter of increasing the line. So I asked the board to approve the amendment as before you. It's just, I believe, in the amount of $5,450.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, moving on, communications and reports from boards, commissions, and town officials. We have a vote to appoint Dylan Cragen to the Conservation Commission after 5 months off from any form of town government as former water commissioner.
Want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I find myself with 2 hours of free time every other week, so gotta fill that in.
There we go.
We'll take it.
Yes, exactly. No, happy to have you on this. I know we've talked about this, and happy to have you back in the groove.
Yep. Nice summer off.
Yeah, good for you. Fighting bees, from what I understand. So I have any discussion. Mike?
You got none?
So
Alright.
I will ask, because the vote will be that he will actually be an alternate on the Conservation Commission. So you would vote to place him as an alternate on the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term, which is 2025 through June 30th of 2028.
All right, I'll make a motion to appoint Dylan Cragen to the Conservation Commission as an alternate to serve a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2028.
Second.
All in favor?
Locked
Aye.
in.
What's that?
Locked in.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't back out now.
Tri-Town Parade Committee notification. So the Tri-Town, the Veterans Day Parade will be taking place in West Bridgewater this year on November 11th, Tuesday, November 11th. I guess Tuesday's the note there. Rain or shine, it'll be starting at 10. Oh, we'll be lining up at 9, Stepping Stone Lane. Kickoff time will be promptly at 10. We will gather around the gazebo for some speeches. And then participants in the parade are invited into St. Anne's afterwards.
The theme this year is for their service we are grateful. Pretty excited.
Not for your service, we are grateful,
We
Mike.
are.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else we need to do other than a notification at this time.
And who would like to speak? Usually, because we have the host community, there'll be one person from each community that will speak.
I nominate Mike. He did such a great job last year.
I may not be here that day. There's a chance we'll be in Florida that day. And yeah, so if one of you would like to take the reins on that, I'd appreciate it.
Rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to lose.
No, do you have a preference? Do you have a desire?
I don't have a preference. I don't have a desire necessarily, but I have a willingness.
It hurts my heartstrings to not be here that day, but at the same time, my family's already...
Make plans.
Yeah, they're, well, without telling me, they'd let me know late.
Well, you earned it.
Yeah.
Take it. It's your day.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be there. I'll speak. You'll be there.
Okay.
You want to speak, whichever.
Rock, paper, scissors.
We'll work it out.
Okay.
We'll give them an answer shortly.
Okay, sounds good.
Correspondence from the public to determine a course of action. We have none. Public comment period. Dylan, how are you? Perfect. Town Administrator's report.
So just a handful of FYIs. A couple of years ago, we went to town meeting and secured CPC funds so we could start the process of putting Skim Milk Bridge, which is off of Scotland Street, onto the National Register. 3 short years later, we have finally received approval from the federal government, so I think that's fantastic. And if anybody has a chance to, I'm sorry, it was 2020, so I guess 5 years later. If anybody has a chance to read the history of it, it's pretty interesting. And every once in a while, whenever you watch TV, like on a paranormal activities, this is on there. So with the Bridgewater Triangle, so pretty neat. Employee Appreciation Day again. Christine did a nice job. She created the flyer. It'll be October 24th at noon. So you guys always do, a really nice job on behalf of everybody else and for the town. So just talk amongst yourself to figure out what you're doing, what you're bringing, and let us know, and however we can be a resource.
Right.
Selectmen meeting. This is not a long agenda. Because of the way the schedule fell, we would normally be scheduled for next Wednesday as well. But to my knowledge, there is nothing really pressing. And so my request would be that we could skip that meeting and go directly to the October 15th meeting, which will work out really nice because it'll be right before a special town meeting, just in case there's anything else that has to come up. And if something between now and then becomes pressing, is that I would talk to the chair and ask the chair to call a meeting if need be. But based on what I can see and foretell, I think that would be okay to wait until the 15th if the board is okay with that.
Can we get word out about the special town meeting, posted at the transfer station, the website, maybe to include that it's the MBTA Act, because I know people have had some passion and one way or the other. It's just fair to let everybody know.
Yep.
Trigger word.
Yes.
So are we okay on the 15th?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. And last item, It came to our attention after hours last night. We have been waiting for a handful of months. We were stalled at the transfer station because of National Grid. And at 4:45 last night, they called and said, we will be there. So to Phil's credit, Phil came back and opened up the gates. But they did move the pole. There was more work being done there today because now everybody else that had been delayed can start doing their stuff. So for example, you'll recall that I had brought to you that we need a new ram up there because the old one had failed. So the part had come in, had already been installed, but it couldn't be hooked up. So that is all being done over the next couple of days. It's anticipated that the old building will come down, the new building will start to get wired, the pavement will be paved, and if everything goes according to plan, we're hopeful by the end of next week that that project will be complete.
But the ram is green.
It is green. You're right. It is green.
It's green. The rest of them are blue.
Travesty.
Should have been maroon.
Get up there and paint it.
No, it won't look good if we paint it.
It was.
Scraping.
We're trying to have the luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is green. So, but anyway, good news on that.
Yes. All right. Any other discussion from the board?
No, sir.
Hearing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.